Hi everybody, right, it's time to change this lot into this lot. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Paul. If this is the first time you've seen my channel, nice to welcome you. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, it's great to have you back. Back in the workshop, which is my happy place. I've just finished the pantry cupboard build. And now I've got to install that at their house next weekend with a shelf, so I'll probably be doing another video from there. We're now going to concentrate on putting 3 500mm wall units to get rid of all this stuff that just looks a bit of a mess as I try to rearrange my stuff in the workshop. So I've been busy cutting loads of bits, which you really didn't need to see. I've just got to organise these. These are going to be the shelves, so I can cut those into 3s. Those are the tops and bottoms, and those are the 6 sides. So we're opting for, as I say, 3 500mm wide units, and I'm going to have a single door on each. So I'm going to make 3 shaker doors, and that's the right. Got the table saw set up. I'm going to cut some, rip some 80mm lengths of MDF down for the stiles. I've got a couple here already. I don't know what length they are, but these need to be 720. It'd be ideal if they were 1.4, which I don't think they are. So just under there, so I can get those at 720, and I can probably then cut the other rails off as well. So let's get those couple of bits cut. I need to get another 4 cut off. So you've all seen me use this before. Yes, back out. This is the Peter Millards 3D, sorry, the LTJ loose tenon jig 3D printed by himself. You've seen him use it. I'm getting better and better every time at using this, so I'm going to still video it and show you what to do. But remembering the location pins are the key, and making sure you've got the edge or the face, whichever side you're going to do first, and make sure you've set the depth gauge on the actual router on the turrets to these bits here. That's the most important. Right, you'll see me start to measure the centre as well here, which I didn't talk about earlier on. This enables me to put a centre mortise in, and the 3D jig already has a groove located for you to find your pencil line and simply line it up, because you have no location pins here. So you can see me just clamping at either side to make it easier to use. Right, you are. That's all of the 6 bits done. Let's just turn that camera up. So all the 6 bits are done, the sides, and now I've just got, I will come back and put the shelf pins in. When you order the kit from Peter Millards, you get 2 router bits. One is 4.7mm and one is 5mm. So 6 more pieces, which are all going to be done on the edge, so it's easy just to keep the router bit in there and go and get it done that way. So just choose 6 bits from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remembering which edge to actually... So what you see me do here is mark up each of the edges so that I don't forget which side to apply the mortises in. I've done it wrong so many times, but to find the centre each time, location pins, repeat the cuts. I've saved you looking at the 6 pieces I've had to do here, but it's so simple to use this jig, and hats off to Peter Millards and his engineering ability. It's amazing. It makes my job so much easier instead of spending £1,000 on a domino machine. So now we're going to be using the Peter Millards Router Multi Jig. You've seen me use this before, but as I said to you in the previous videos, I'm trying to find simpler ways of actually clamping it so I can just use repetitive cuts every time. So I've just got a piece of 6mm MDF here. I've got it on the edges so I can take it up to both sides and then turn it over. So these will be identical every time I need to do them. I should be using this spacer. It will all become clear in a second when I start popping the holes. First thing I have to do though is change the router bit. The router bit for the loose tenons is a 5mm bit. The router bit for the shelf pins is going to be 4.76, which comes in the kit which is supplied from Peter when you purchase it. So now we're going to use the router to put the grooves in to take the shaker doors, the panels themselves. So I've cut all the individual pieces as you've just seen, and now I'm going to run these edges right through the router. I've already put the piece in here, so we've just got a I think 6.4 mil bit in here to create the grooves. So I'm just going to run them across all the way here. And then on the stiles, we'll obviously just do the one side, but on the rails, we'll be putting in two edges because it's obviously got to butt up on both sides. So it's glue time inside the grooves on the stiles and the rails, and then you put the panel inside, make sure it's all nice and square. But I did change the other two doors. I put a nice little 45-degree edge on the stiles and the rails. It makes it look a bit more decorative. Did make some mistakes on one of the doors. In a sec you'll see these little new tenons that I've cut to hold all the panels into place. You can see me gluing it up now. And these tenons are the same, so just a little bit narrower than the thickness of the hole, so they slide quite nicely in. A bit of glue. Once it's all clamped and square, then I use the track saw just to trim these edges off. So, glue time, always pretty boring to watch, but I put too much on here, I reckon. And I changed it on the other couple of units, but it's better to be safe than sorry. I'm going to be putting quite a bit of weight in some of these units. So, but here you can see me tapping in the 3 tenons. I do wipe all the glue squeeze out, which is visible as you can see there. But when you see this end panel go on a minute, there is quite a bit of glue slop. So I apologise for that. But I'm also using these small square brackets that I managed to get. I think they're 140mm square, and a couple of clamps keeps it nice and square before I clamp it lengthways and widthways and all sorts of ways, but you can never have enough clamps, as we all know. Yeah, it did the trick. I suppose you can never have enough glue at the end of the day. Okay, I'm a lover of jigs and that makes my life a bit easier. So this is the concealed hinge jig from Banggood Tools. It's the Enjoy Wood particular one. What I liked about this one when I was researching it, and I did buy this for my own money, was the vacuum attachment. Yeah, I know you can hold it and do all sorts of stuff, but this for me, when I'm learning, makes a whole lot of sense. It comes complete with a 35mm Forster bit, and as we all know, Forster bits create a lot of debris, so this vacuum attachment came in very, very handy here. It sucked up most of it. There's still some that hit me, as you can see. But the beauty of this jig, once this is the doors that I'm actually doing here, so I'm going to put the hinges in the doors, and the next bit is to place the hinge in. I used a square at this point so I could square up where the holes were, as you can see. Then just marked it with a pencil, pre-drilled the holes, which I've sort of kept off the video, and just used the screws that came with the hinges. I use a stainless steel bit here, so it, as you can see, keeps it nice and clean. And then we move straight on to doing the actual hinge plates and the actual unit itself. And as I say, the jig comes, you'll see it pop up in a second once these 2 screws go in. There we go. So this is inside the unit now, and as you can see in the middle there's an attachment that allows you to mirror the screw holes of the actual hinge plate that you're going to be using. I think these were 35 or 37mm apart, I can't quite remember. Pre-drilled the holes, wipe a bit of dust out of the way, then get the hinge plate, making sure it goes the right way round. Yes, I have put them the wrong way round. And then simplistically put in a couple of screws in the holes that have been pre-drilled using the jig. Simple really, and I know there's loads of different options on the market, but this one was the one that fitted me, best for me. And as I say, I purchased this with my own money. It wasn't gifted, but it's a fabulous piece of kit. So we finished. There they are. The 3 wall units with shaker doors, all made by myself. Got rid of all this old junk that was here. For sure I've made a few mistakes on the way. I'm still learning, but obviously using the tools that I've shown here, and I'll link them all in the description below. But huge thanks goes to Peter Millards and the 10 Minute Workshop for his ingenuity with the jigs that he's made and continues to make. But I think you'll be happy to say these are all pretty good. A few little areas where I won't cut square, but that's all down to my fault. And I've actually put a little, which I did off camera, there's a little chamfer in the shaker doors just to make it a little bit better. But so all in all, very pleased with that. And as I say, if you've got this far, thank you so much for viewing. If you can give us a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe, that'd be awesome. It really does help my channel. I'm sure you've heard that before, but it really, really does. Especially as I'm trying to get my little channel up and running. But the tools that I've used all the way through, I'll obviously link in the description below. But again, thanks for viewing, and all the very best. See you soon. Bye.